Well, my experience for the past 3 days has been like trying to get a drink of water at a fire hydrant. That's been my experience for the last 3 days. I have never heard that much information in all of my life. But the powerful thing is that the information that you receive here over the 3 days really is the kind of information that causes formation. So I feel like I've grown.
It says, what an interesting time, what a growth opportunity, a fantastic group of people, and that created an environment, that created a culture in a very short period of time, about a bunch of people who were looking to enhance both their skills and their ability to help others. And that created an energy in the room that I haven't experienced before. It was really fascinating.
I came to walk away with some additional knowledge around leadership and personality development and change management. In the last 3 days, I learned a lot, recognizing that there were some tools that although I knew of them, I didn't know much about how they work, how they get calculated, and how they are interpreted.
One of the things that really, really excited me about these 3 days is I just see a phenomenal potential in these tools to affect the millennial generation.
I think that this is something that goes across all ages, social, cultures, everything. Because if you learn about yourself, that's a great starting point. But also you learn about the people you work with, the people you're married to, your kids.
My experience over the last 3 days actually went through so many different phases. There was such an in-depth skill level that was actually given to us over the 3 days. I can't believe that we covered all of the tools in depth. It was just amazing. I think also what I loved about the way this program was constructed is that there was an element where there was also a personal side to it, where you walked away and you really started thinking about yourself and thinking about not only how to use the tools, but who you were in the tools. And I just found that to be really inspirational, because I think it's hard to teach these amazing tools that we're learning without actually having a felt sense of something in the program. And I actually learn a lot about my values and what purpose I have just by being in this program.
I came here with a semi-closed mind to this type of work. I'd been exposed to the Myers-Briggs system and to other systems, and they left me wanting. I was left wondering, okay, well, I've got all this, now what? But I haven't got any now whats anymore with the PSI. Wonderful tool, fantastic tool, and the breadth of assessments that are available are outstanding, and will cover almost any eventuality that might arise in the workplace or in your private life.
One of the things I loved in the last 3 days was working with the PSI again, and I've done some work with that and some facilitation, but just getting a deeper grasp on it, and just with interacting with the people in the room who obviously had different style patterns, and just kind of solidified the learning in that area.
Coming into the certification process, I was anticipating sort of some work around the PSI model. Had no idea that we would go into such a great deal of depth about all of the other tools that are available through CRG. So I'm really excited to be able to utilize some of those, not only in our family business, but also within my own personal coaching business.
I loved, my favorite was the PSI, to really truly have a tool that defined me and gave me some pointers, to some of the idiosyncrasies that I thought were just me. I love that. I think that everybody should implement this tool and learn more about themselves. The other one was the values tool, to learn what your core values are and how that affects the decisions that you make. I mean, it's a simple concept, but to actually have to do the work to figure it out.
The PSI was great. I think I want to dive deeper into others. The PSI really stuck out because it deals with me as a person. Just who am I? Who am I as a person? So the PSI will be one of the number one tools that I'll be using. with people whom I meet. Secondly, I would even say the values inventory again would be one that I'll use tremendously with people, just to find out where their values are. What do they value? And do their values translate to the goals that they have for their own lives, for their businesses?
For sure, the PSI. I also see us using the leadership styles indicator. I see using the job style indicator in different places with different people that I am connected with and what they're doing. So those would be the three that jump to my mind right off the top.
Well, I use the PSI as a foundation, and then I also use the values-based inventory, and have used the 360 now a few times, just with people that really need to see not only themselves, but see themselves from other people's eyes, so that they can change, develop, grow.
I expect to use most of the CRG tools, and I think what fascinates me most about them is the synergy between the PSI and all the other tools. So once you have a foundation in the basic concepts, there's a route to any development area that you want to go into. And so that's what fascinates me about it, is the ability to help somebody go in any direction that they want to go in terms of the development that they're looking for.
Here's the genius of the PSI instrument. It literally helps people identify their particular preferences, the way they show up at a workplace, the way they show up in their family, the way they show up at school, the way they show up with their peers, in terms of their preferences and what literally is inside.
I definitely will be using the PSI. I'd also like to begin to use the values assessment tool. I found that to be very helpful, not only for myself, but could really see the opportunity to use that within my own farm family business, but also within my personal coaching business. I would like to also use the learning style indicator. I found that to be very helpful personally.
I think the tools that all the tools are so valuable, and if I had to choose a couple that I would use that I would use earlier rather than later, I would say it would be the PSI, just for the fact that that is just an invaluable tool that you could use from anyone, from a therapeutic perspective all the way through to executives in a business sense. It would be the SSI. Just showing salespeople how to actually adapt to different kinds of people. It's just such a challenging thing for salespeople to understand that, and we can give them all these sales tools and we can show them how to be empathic. And what this tool does is it really combines those wonderful tools together.
Two particular tools that stood out for me are values and leadership, because that's what we deal with, and so I believe this is going to be a great collaboration, and the spirit of collaboration here at CRG is really incredible.
I'm going to tell other people they need to take the certification. It's in terms of personal growth and then also helping other leaders grow. It's transformational. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Well, I tell other people, as I told the two gentlemen that came with me, come and experience, come and learn, and come and find the tools that you can reach out and help other people with.
I would tell them to come in open-minded. If what they know about leadership, just recognize that leadership is not a noun, it's a verb. You practice it, you do it. So come in with that, not with that open mind that I'm here to learn about leadership, but more importantly, be open-minded to learn the science and the art behind the tools and why they were developed, and what was the logical reason for development, and how are they different from other tools that have been around for a long time, including DISC.
And I just highly endorse Ken Keyes and his phenomenal integrity as well as passion, and then add to that phenomenal theoretical material on leadership and on personal wellness that literally I know of no other experience. Just come try it. Look at more testimonials. Look at their products and see if it cannot transform you personally, your family, your nonprofit, your educational institute, universities, colleges, high schools. Counselors need to be taking this, high school counselors and people in student services, and presidents of corporations and small businesses. This literally is something that we need in the 21st century.
What I'm going to tell people is that they know their strengths and weaknesses. They've probably seen them. They've seen some really odd aspects of their personality. What is really neat, the gift that they will experience at a CRG program, is that they will find out that they actually are masterfully crafted. And there is a design and a tool that will help them to discover and unlock who they are.
I think most leaders, they want to make things better. That's why they're leading. I think I would say, hey, this is the best investment you can make, because you'll get some, not only tools for other people, but you'll personally benefit by participating and becoming part of this CRG family.
Love Ken's presentation style. He's very dynamic, keeps things going at a good pace, and very engaging.
Ken's a brilliant presenter. You can tell he's passionate about what he does, and you can tell that you're getting somebody who has put their life's energy into something for a very long time, and the stories that he has to punctuate the points, the energy, the pace is fantastic. He moves right through.
Oh, Ken's presentation style. He's brisk, and he interacts. He pays attention to you and the information that you're needing and that you're looking for. I also like he doesn't dilly-dally, and he gets through the content in a pace that is needed, whilst also allowing you a really good amount of reflective time.
I've been around for a while, as you might guess. I've done a lot of academic study. I've been watching facilitators for many, many years of various shapes, sizes and natures. Ken is right up there in his manner of presentation. He has a very easy way of presenting. He also has a way of making it's inclusive. You're there with him, you're part of it, you're not sitting there being spoken at.
Ken was thorough, he was knowledgeable, he was, obviously he's been doing it for quite a while because it flowed so naturally. It was very interactive. We were paired up with different people throughout the 3 days, and so you got to know people on a more intimate basis. There were some games, there was a lot of movement, and this just made the time go faster. It made a really enjoyable seminar. I really highly recommend it.